What is poppin'? What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great edition of Symone. That's business. I'm Symone, bringing out daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here and haven't already subscribed to my channel, stop what you're doing. Leave a comment, subscribe. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first one is to become a channel member of the Symone with the Spizzers YouTube channel. Also, make sure you check out the additional links in the description. Another link in the description is to make a donation to my Eagles Autism Challenge fundraising campaign. So I will be running in the Eagles Autism Challenge mid-May, and all of the donations go directly towards the Eagles Autism Foundation. I'm trying to raise $350 at this point. I'm like maybe like $175 away, something like that. I'm close, but I still need y'all help to get there. So make sure you check out that link. Donate, help me out, help out the Eagles Autism Foundation. Also, my sister's link is in there too, because she is going to be racing and fundraising as well. But y'all, let's go ahead and get into the video today. So we have a few topics to hit on. So first and foremost, the Atlanta Falcons and Jeff Ulbrich were fined for the Shedeur Sanders prank call, okay? That prank call, y'all, that was an expensive prank call, okay? Because the Atlanta Falcons were fined $250,000. Not a lot to the Falcons, you know what I'm saying? Here you go, you know what I'm saying? But Jeff Ulbrich, their defensive coordinator, was fined $100,000. That's 6% of his salary. Y'all, the microwave just beat. One second. Y'all know Moan got to ease on it. Y'all got to ease on it. But y'all, Jeff Ulbrich, 6% of his salary. He got fined 6% of his salary. That's an expensive prank call. Okay? $100,000 for a laugh. I'll be laughing for free all day long. You know what I'm saying? All day long. I laugh for free. $100,000 for a laugh. So if you're not dialed in, Shedeur Sanders got prank called on draft night, and it turns out one of the prank callers was the Falcons defensive coordinator, whose name is Jeff Ulbrich, his son. His son was one of the prank callers. So the NFL launched an investigation. Obviously, it didn't take long to realize his son got Shedeur number from his daddy. Okay, so Jeff Ulbrich was fined $100,000. Okay, that's a lot of money. Okay, so also in NFL news, Henry Ruggs is trying to make a comeback to the NFL. So Josh Jacobs was on the Pivot. He was on the Pivot podcast. Josh Jacobs, former teammate of Henry Ruggs, was saying on the Pivot how, you know, he still talks to Henry Ruggs, and how, y'all, my thing is not on. Why ain't you tell me? You know what I'm saying? So he was saying how Henry Ruggs, who is incarcerated right now behind bars, is still staying in shape. He said he's allowed to work out, stay in physical shape while he's been in prison. And that when he gets released, which is sometime soon, that he should be trying to make a comeback to the NFL. So I think it's a great story, because in my faith, in my religion, redemption is a big part of my faith, and redemption is a big part of my religion. So for me personally, I love to see a story of a second chance. I love to see a story of redemption. Henry Ruggs, obviously, you know, he was a devastating accident that, you know, he made a terrible decision. He made a devastating decision, and he's had to pay for it. Obviously, he's been behind bars, and, you know, he's had to pay for it emotionally and mentally, and he's expressed accountability. He's shown accountability. He's shown remorse. And I don't think, you know, for such a devastating choice was made, such a devastating decision is made, but I don't think someone should have to suffer for the rest of their lives. You know, it's tough. It's tough. And I know in a situation like this, if you're not familiar with the Henry Ruggs story, then obviously go look that up. But I am someone who does believe in redemption, because that's just a big part of my personal faith and my personal religion. So we know Devontae Smith, obviously I'm an Eagles fan, Break Bird, y'all see that G? Devontae Smith and Henry Ruggs are still close. Like, Devontae Smith still discusses his relationship with Henry Ruggs. They were former teammates at Alabama. Henry Ruggs is 26 now, was expected to, you know, be one of them ones in the NFL. So yeah, there's that. Also, we have to get into our Eagles news. So, Eagles, we did extend the 5th-year option for the Jelly Roll Jordan Davis. So, if you was on the pivot... Now we about to call the link up the pivot. I was about to call the link up the pivot. But, sometimes the link up be giving real pivot vibes. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. Sometimes the link up be giving real the pivot vibes. But if you were on the link up yesterday, y'all know LB was saying he don't want his defensive tackle doing the jelly roll. I love it. I love the vibes from Big JD. But the 5th-year option was exercised for Jordan Davis. And even if the Eagles did not exercise the 5th-year option, Jordan Davis could have still been a part of the long-term plan. And even though they extended the 5th-year option, that doesn't mean that, he's going to get long-term, but it is a signal that he is a part of the long-term plan. So I love to see it because I did not want any signal that we might be breaking up the Philly Bulldogs anytime soon. Jordan Davis was the first. Yeah, Jordan Davis was the star of this Philly Bulldog era. Jordan Davis, the leader of the pack. You know what I mean? Like, Jordan Davis was the star of this Philly Bulldog era. So I did not want to see that G break up. Like, I know we're not going to be able to keep everybody. But for now, can I just have everybody? Because you always be like, you want to keep everybody. Yes, I do. I do want to keep everybody, okay? It would just break my heart. It would just break my heart, y'all. When that day comes, when we do start losing Bulldogs, my heart is going to shatter to pieces, okay? But that day is not today. Did y'all watch Silo? If you watch Silo on Netflix, remember how that dude that was over like the silo, the governor, I don't know, and he'll be like, one day we will leave the silo, but that day is not today. So one day we might have to lose some Bulldogs, but that day is not today. If you watch Silo, not Netflix, if you watch Silo on Apple TV, then you know. If you know, you know. Also, the Eagles, Jalen Hurts back at work, baby. So Jalen Hurts, the Eagles dropped this photo today of Jalen Hurts back in the lab. He ain't even lead a lab. You know what I'm saying? That's why the touch push work. Move that. Yeah, move that. Move that. Now move that. Now move that. Move that. You know what I'm saying? That's why the touch push be working, because look at that. He ain't playing with y'all. That's my quarterback. That made me want to get up and do something. You know what I'm saying? That's motivating. I need to go outside and flip some tires or something. You know what I'm saying? When I see stuff like that, it made me want to get up and get to work. You know what I mean? You know, my quarterback working. Let me go get to work. You know what I'm saying? So that's very motivating. Jalen Hurts, leader of men on and off the field. My quarterback, Jalen freaking Hurts. So yeah, Jalen working, baby. But are we surprised? No. Because what does he do? He working for that next Super Bowl. But the Eagles rookie minicamp will be Friday and Saturday. So I will be bringing coverage from the rookie minicamp. Biggest piece of news out the minicamp is that the Eagles have invited a 21-year-old rugby player, Carson Patu, to the minicamp. So, you know, a lot of fans are excited about him because Jordan Mailata was a rugby player, and now he's one of our best offensive linemen. He's him. So they're like, okay, can we flip another rugby guy? So he's expected to play edge, linebacker, and we know the Eagles, we've been working a lot. We've been bringing in a lot of outside linebackers, pass rushers, and we know Vic Fangio, how he can work with them linebackers. So we'll see what Carson can do. Rookie minicamp is this weekend. I'm going to do my best to bring y'all coverage because I am traveling on Saturday, but I will have that coverage for sure on Friday. Saturday, I'm actually going to Philly because I told y'all my sister moved to Philly, and we're running the Broad Street Run this weekend. So that's a 10-mile race. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous because that's the longest distance I've ever ran in an organized run. So I'm excited, a little bit nervous. Then Monday, we're going to the Kendrick concert. So is anybody else going to the Kendrick concert at the link? Because I would love to see y'all. But yeah, so I'm going to be traveling Saturday. So I'll actually be in Philly this weekend. I'm actually going to be in Philly darn near all week because I do have another event coming up. Y'all will see that. Details coming soon. But I do have another event coming up in Philly this week. So it's basically I'm going to be in Philly all week. You know what I mean? Is that all? Is that all? Oh, food review coming soon. So y'all know I was in Green Bay for the NFL draft. So I did do a Green Bay food review. That food review is dropping later today. So make sure you stay tuned, stay tapped in. And Symone with the Spizzles. And until I talk to you next time.